couldn't prepare for it, so here we are. I don't know what to do. Something is wrong with Mojave. Thank you guys so much for being here. Your one and only, well, no, not I lied, but your one and only League of Legends podcast. But the most exciting and entertaining League of Legends podcast. And here's a bonus. I remembered to hit the record button this time.
Yes!
So we're gonna get a full audio of this without me doctoring it at all, which is going to be great. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm here with Princess Diana and Modest Mojave, and of course, our disembodied voice, Joshua, a.k.a. Dr. Carrot Cake, a.k.a. Mama Carrot Cake, a.k.a. The Kid. So, how we doing today, guys?
Good.
Very good.
I'm used to doing a thumbs up because of Zoom calls recently, and that's what the teachers want. So I'm like finding myself doing this.
Okay.
It's weird.
Do I look like a teacher to you?
No, I'm just saying I'm used to.
Is there something about me that looks authoritative?
And
I too like to be animated, Nox. Hi.
sorry.
I should also mention this is being streamed live twitch.tv Good Guy Knox. If you're listening to the audio, I'm very sorry you can't see Mojave's face. He did earlier have a pen on it when we started, which was slightly distracting, however very entertaining, and that's all I can ask for. Also, he wanted me to do a pirate accent, so here it is. Yar. Today we are going to be talking about we're going to do some introductions. We are going to I'm going to pull up my we're going to talk about our total tilters for the week, things that really tilted us in League of Legends. Hopefully Diana has one. She's like 1 and 2. We're going to go through Meta Masher, which I think this week, because there was no patch notes, we're probably going to talk a little bit more about some of the recent happenings in the league where it's a little bit slower of a time. But there has been a lot of drama. We got Lormir Bormir with Joshua. He's going to have 60 seconds to tell us a lore story. We're going to have to say whether or not we're convinced. You guys can also vote in the chat if you're here live. Is Josh 2 and 2 now? No, wait, this is episode 6. So basic math would tell me, Josh, how many have you won and how many have you lost? Are you 2 and 4?
I think I'm 2 and 4.
Okay, 2 and 4 is not so bad because it's not 1 and 5. So let's look at it's a glass 2/3 or 1/3 full kind of situation. And then obviously we're going to talk about the LCS, the LEC. What little has happened is actually pretty exciting. And then we're going to have our question of the week where we discussed last week's question, which I forgot to post until today. And also we have that's it, actually. No, that's it. That's all there is. I'm sorry, that's it. That's all you get. You don't get any more than that. Yeah, you don't get any more than that. We only have an hour. I'm sorry. Okay, so introductions. Let's go with Mojave. Mojave, how you doing this week?
Pretty good. Yeah, not too bad.
Okay.
How are you?
Oh, if no one ever asks me, I'm doing great. Today is the second to last day at my current job. Tomorrow is the last day at my job, and that's it. And then I move on to a new job on Monday, and I'm going to be so much more happy. It's been a long time coming, even though I'm sad to leave the people that are there, but that's a story for another time. Maybe I'll do like a testimonial video and I'll be crying in the darkness. Dinah, how are you doing?
Pretty good. I'm just worried about tomorrow, but other than that,
what's tomorrow? Seis de Mayo.
I have a meeting at work, and this is the first time since distant learning the aides have a meeting, so we're beyond worried about what work they're gonna throw at us, plus the other stuff they expect us to do.
Well, at least the meetings don't have aides. First inappropriate joke of the night.
Really quiet. Sorry.
Sorry, my drum set's dampened. I have dampeners on my drum set.
Other than that, it's been a good week.
Great. So, any fun league stories or anything? Anyone have any fun league experiences?
Can we talk about our Rammus yesterday?
No, that's my tilter.
Oh, okay, then no. I have nothing else to say. I lost my series to Gold 4.
Oh, congratulations.
That's fun. Wow.
Yeah. I knew I was going to lose too. But it's okay.
It's kind of like, the way I see it these days is it's sort of like when you graduate from elementary school to middle school, when you get into Gold anyways. So it's like, You're like, we're at the top of the elementary school. We're the coolest 5th graders or 4th graders, depending on where you live and how your district does it. But then you go to middle school, and then it's like, oh, we're at the bottom of the pile. No one likes us, and everyone's stuffing us in lockers. Not me, though. I was too big.
Oh, well,
But-
it's funny because everybody,
the
like
locker.
John, for example, here explained to me what Gold Elo was like, and I was like actually seeing it yesterday, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this makes so much sense now.
Oh, you mean toxic, but a little bit more educated?
And
Yeah, they know more about the game.
Yeah.
yeah.
But they just don't apply it. That's the only...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, that's
and all of my friends have warned me,
Yeah.
and I,
Knox.
you know, it just came.
It's either... There's one of two things. It's either someone who has good mechanics and knows nothing about the game, or people that know a lot about the game but don't actually apply it to the game. Those are the options in Gold for sure.
A long year.
Yeah, so we're through what, 1/3 of the season so far? We still got
Yeah,
plenty
split two
of
just
season left. Diana, you're gonna be plat by the end of the season.
No.
Mathematically, yeah.
Yeah, mathematically,
Well,
yeah,
thirds.
Okay,
Yeah.
mathematically, yes.
yeah.
I don't
Mathematically,
think I will.
no, absolutely.
I think I will end maybe Gold 3.
Okay,
That's the spirit.
that's the
we're
spirit.
looking for.
keep
Positivity.
keep it up.
But okay, can I ask John, when I first started
Okay.
playing League, because you were there when I first started, because I wasn't going to, and then, you know, I eventually did because all you guys were playing it. Did you ever think I would make it to Gold within like the 2 years I was playing?
So she's asked me this question in the past, but none of you have heard my answer.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably like once a week.
Diana,
I think
the chat's asking you to turn yourself up.
Myself up?
Yeah,
As
they
in
said
your
they can't hear you.
microphone,
But
But
or
my
get closer to your
mic's
mic.
Oh, my mic's in this. Okay. Is
Yeah, that
better?
sounds better, I think.
Oh,
you
interesting.
sound pretty good, Diana.
Yeah,
thanks,
Diana,
John.
it sounds pretty good. Thank you.
That says a lot coming from John.
I was lying. Anyway, I'm about to tell the truth. I think Diana is the first person that I've ever played with that had that it's kind of be like showboating, but she had the most knowledge going into the game because of my friends and myself teaching her.
Mhm.
And we only yelled at her for about 2 months straight, and then bam, look where she is now.
That's actually not called
I give it all
showboating.
to
That's
them.
called humble bragging.
I give it all to them.
I think it's
though.
being modest, honestly.
Like, I
Yeah.
honestly give it to them. Like,
But
I take nothing. Like, it's all them.
you
feel-
take the information, you apply it, but I strongly agree that I think anyone, if you just keep applying what you've been taught, you can get to Gold.
Yeah.
If you win 50%, 51% of your games and you play 200 games, you are in Gold. If you play 100 games, you win half of them, you're pretty much in Gold.
I think I pretty much got to platinum through just being the current of water that slowly eats away at a rock. Like, I don't think there was really any large improvement. I think I just like tried it so many times that I eventually got there. I just eroded away at the rock. I basically made the Grand Canyon of me. I am the Grand Knox Canyon, which is great. And
Nanyan.
I'm the Nanyan. What?
I'll work on it.
Yeah, let's work on. Let's not. We'll just edit that part out. So we actually won't because I'm too lazy. The tilters. Who's got tilters? Anyone got tilters this week? Dinah has
do.
one.
I have one. It's because one of you told. It's what you told me
What did I tell you?
from Josh and.
Oh,
and
yeah.
his new mic. So it was between the Ramus or Josh, and you told me to stick with Josh, and you told me that the reason why
Always.
he had an echo was because he had his headset up to 100%.
Yeah,
And
which confirms Josh is a serial killer
Uh,
because only
that's
only
all. I got-
psychopaths have their headsets at 100%. There's just no. Who does anyone else use their headset at 100%?
All right, all right.
I
Who in their
still
right
have-
mind?
Can I finish?
Wait. I still have my headset at 100% because I like to hear what's going around me. I play Valorant a lot, and I hear things so clearly now because I have this really good headset. And yeah, maybe I can't hear somebody yelling across the room for me anymore. But that's not the point. I'm here to be a Valorant master. I'm really upset that this is the tilter of the week. Now I'm
Okay,
tilted.
I can
Can I
hear
just say-
clearly now.
Josh,
My
because you know
headset's
what?
up.
At some point, I had that at some point. Like, my headset was up to 100%. And people were wondering why there was an echo, and it was because my headset was up really high. So that's That's
Are we talking about, just for clarification? Are we talking about like your computer volumes at 100%? Or are we
Yeah,
talking about like
my
that's
computer
100
and my headset,
And the headset.
and
And the
like
headset.
playing
It's the
through
maximum
the
possible
mic.
decibel you
Yeah.
can pump into your
I
ear.
like to go to concerts as well, Josh.
Yeah.
Josh,
I love
you
the
know
ringing
you,
and not
but
being able to
just-
hear like passing vehicles after a concert. That's what Josh experiences every day when he leaves his computer.
God.
He's like, the noise isn't so bad after I get off the computer. I hardly hear any my neighbors at all. Yeah. So that was that. So
I
after
wish, like,
all,
it was
I
that
spent
easy.
how many hours
That
did I spend
easy.
trying to fix Josh's
What?
microphone? I spent like a ton of time with Josh trying to fix his microphone thing, and then at the end of all of it, I find his headset's like overblown to like 9 billion% volume.
My heart. My heart.
Be still in my heart.
Josh, we love you. Don't worry.
We love you, Josh.
Yeah.
We love
And that's why I did it.
you.
It's unconditional, but it's a little less right now.
Got tequila?
Mojave, what's your tilter this week? You have one?
Oh, I do. So let's see, about like 4 days ago was probably the last time I played Valorant. It's popping off as usual. And so, I go to sleep for the night, wake up the next day, start playing my video games, everything's fine. Then fast forward to yesterday, and I'm playing like 3 different games. I was in like Monster Hunter, I was in World of Warcraft, and then I was in TFT, and I'm wondering to myself, I'm like, someone remote into my computer and like just start moving my mouse. Because every time I would move my mouse and click, it'd be within like 2 seconds, my mouse would start jutting like 200 pixels away, and then like go a different direction and stop, and it wouldn't happen. And then I realized that when my Corsair, this is a huge issue with Vanguard, which is Valorant's anti-cheat system. It stopped partial update in the update for IQ. So all my lights are fine, but my mouse is completely messed up now. And it took me until like I turned it off, and then I uninstalled Vanguard, and then I just uninstalled Valorant, and now I can actually like surf the web. I can check my email.
You can surf the web.
Oh, wow.
I was fuming.
I have to say, just because I'm a dick, I did mention before, do you remember me saying this? I don't like the level that it installs at. That it installs at the OS level. I don't like it. I don't think that things should be able to install at that level, especially when they're like beta. Like, we shouldn't all be putting beta things at that level. And here it is. It's ruining your input-output process because it's probably taking processor power. And
it's definitely a mix. But what's also interesting is, and it was right before the podcast started, my buddy found out that the kernel for Corsair is from like 2008. So that's probably a huge reason why there's this conflict.
well, I
So
saw
I should really
it too
read
when I loaded I have Corsair for my keyboard, and when I rebooted my computer, my keyboard didn't load. Like like nothing came on, and I'm like, what the hell? I had to unplug my USB, plug it back in, and it's saying that it's blocking the process from Vanguard, so I just uninstalled it because I'm done with this shit.
Question: could that be why my profile isn't loading properly on my mouse now? A lot.
Do you have a
I've had
Corsair?
issues where the
That's
No,
it
no.
could be. It could be because an
I
update
have a
didn't
Corsair
install.
mouse. So
That means something's wrong with IQ, or your application. Something might have been blocked because it's always running in the background.
Yeah,
A
I
bunch
have
of
to
us
read.
have uninstalled because of it, because
Okay.
it's not good for your computer. People's fans are overheating. People are actually like melting things in their computer because their cooling systems aren't turning on. They're being
So
blocked.
I should.
I felt
really
the
read that
heat in my room went
conversation.
down after I uninstalled it. Remember, I was like, it was really hot
So
in
I
here.
need-
I did
I need
uninstall
to-
it, and it went down.
If you
I
were to
can-
check your
yeah.
temperatures, like
Mhm.
most gamers do, if you got a multiple setup, you keep your temperatures, all your stats there, you would actually see that it would like go blank, and then it would just like it would go away. I'm getting spam called right now. That's great.
All right, I'm gonna
yeah,
read that
scary.
conversation you guys had in our Discord because
When you
should.
say
this is a-
our
this is a new
Discord,
computer that I have technically in a way. So
when you
I
say
can actually take the whole conversation and send it to you, Knox. I mean, I know you'll be able to see it, but in case anyone
you
wants
can
to
just
see
send it to
this-
me, it's fine.
Yeah, there's some links
I
in there.
can
I think people should be informed because I have never written such a long ticket to a company. But like I care about Riot Games. I've been with them since like 2009, you know?
I've written a few
There's a
long
Reddit
tickets
link.
to Riot Games, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I have.
Please let me go to Worlds. I really like you.
Yeah, Nick linked, our friend Nick linked a Reddit link in the conversation.
Okay, and let's move forward. I didn't say a tilter, but we spent a lot of time on this, so I do want to move forward.
I was really tilted. I
need
thank
to
you
say
guys
a
for letting me
tilter.
share.
My tilter was Diana kept coming to my lane last night during our game. Diana's a support. I'm the mid laner. She keeps coming to my lane. I'm like, Diana, get out of my lane. This is an exclusive lane.
Somebody has to
Get out of my lane. It's invite only. And then you kept coming to my lane. And I'm like, and you kept dying. And then I was like, that's it. That's it. It's enough.
Middle school party all over again. It's middle school dance party. Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
I didn't die.
I'm like, don't dance with me, Diana. You're stepping on my toes.
I died 8 times.
In mid? Oh,
No,
Yeah.
it wasn't even in his lane.
Nox, you say the word. We'll ban her. Where did I go?
What's Banner?
All right,
Banner
I
Lord.
played Zyra too. I was playing not Nami, so.
Banner Lord.
All right,
Okay.
continue.
That's my tilter. Meta Masha. Oh no, I forgot the slides again.
No. They're right on time.
It's okay.
Now they're on time. Meta Masher. We don't have any patch notes. But have we seen anything that we think is outstanding and is pretty strong? What do you think?
I mean, well, new
No,
skins.
new skins are not strong.
Okay, sorry. I've seen other supports like pop up recently.
Such as?
Like Sona has been popping up a lot
I've seen
in my
I saw
games the
Sona
past 2
before
days.
this a
If
little
that
bit.
means anything, and I mean,
Tarek's getting nerfed next patch.
Which will be nice. Yeah.
And I've seen Lucian a lot recently as an ADC,
Lucian-
like more so than normal. I feel. In my games, at
Lucian
least.
pairs well with Tarek, but other supports is
It pairs well
in
with
this
Braum
meta
as
right
well.
now. Mm-hmm.
Very well
But
with Braum.
I haven't seen any of the people that got like buffed in my games really. Like yesterday was the first day I saw a Kane, I think.
I saw
Yeah.
first time Quinn.
I tried to
She died.
I tried to play Kane, just didn't pan out.
I've still been playing Nami. And I can
Wow.
still
Well, breaking news. Breaking news.
well,
breaking.
I said
Can we
I
have
was
a
going
breaking
to.
news pop fly up? Breaking news.
I could honestly tell the
Diana
difference.
plays
like
10 millionth game on Nami.
Yeah, you'll notice the early game is not.
it's a lot harder. But also, I was having an issue yesterday when I was putting down her bubble. It was lagging a bit. Like when I clicked her bubble, the animation of the bubble going down was lagged for me, and I thought that was really weird. I don't know if that was just like me.
Might be a
or-
visual bug. Might be.
I
I
don't
mean, it could be
know.
1,000 things. I don't really want to troubleshoot it.
No, I'm just saying.
I don't know why
Like,
it's happening. That is weird. Maybe it's a visual
know.
bug. You should see if other people are
God's,
having
like,
the same
questioning
problem.
me. I should, but
Consult your your what is it? Your doctor?
Yeah. Did you consult your doctor?
No, your dentist.
Your
Oh my
Dr.
God.
Carrot Cake.
no, I went 2 months ago. I'm not going to talk to him again.
Okay.
Your dentist?
So, since we don't really have much in the meta to talk about, let's talk about some of the things we saw recently. Well, more specifically, Voyboy's big video that I really like. And obviously, it's been a topic for a while, but it's something I feel very passionate about, which is the fact that League of Legends has gained so much toxicity over the years, and it seems like there's very little policing of it. So I would just like to open that discussion, whoever would like to contribute. Okay, I guess I will contribute.
No, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't want to.
No, it's you guys. Yeah.
John, I don't know.
Me.
First. Okay.
No, I really liked it. For those of you who haven't seen it, he talks about what Nox was saying. He brings up really good points that a lot of his talk is about like high-end elo because there's more issues with like dodging games and stuff. Like you see someone on your team, you don't like someone picking their one trick, like so you dodge the game. You can hold game hostage,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a very big issue and no one is getting penalized for it. And like in very high elo, you could be waiting 10 minutes for a game. You could be waiting. You used to be able to wait 10 minutes or longer. I think now it's 6+.
I think it depends.
Yeah.
It just depends on how high you are.
Yeah.
On the bracket. Not on drugs. I wasn't talking about drugs.
And even so, with like the higher level people that I watch on stream, they get paired with the same people.
Well, that's the problem. Is like someone's super toxic. They threaten to leave the game. They do all these things. You report them, and then like next game you're in the same game with them. So like,
exactly.
I actually have sympathy for them. In that sense, like that sucks. Like usually we don't get paired with the same people, and when we do, it's like an anomaly, right?
Yeah, that happened to me this past weekend. I got
Yeah.
paired with the same duo twice.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So
That's
well, actually,
unfortunate.
they weren't bad, but still, it's.
I'm still sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I guess that's something. That's a point that I think is very valid. I think it has been more toxic, and I think the amount of like policing, like they haven't. The amount of like technology that's gone forward with like tracking things in the game, getting a new client. By the way, fix the fucking client.
What's wrong with it?
But you know, anyways, the amount of things that are going forward in the game, the amount of champions that are coming out, all these things, like you guys need to figure out a way to actually like police your community that's not just like white knighting all the time. Because I feel like they just like try to make examples of people once in a while, but like they don't actually police, you know? That's how I feel about it. Because I see people get like, I remember there was a guy, I think we talked about this last week, but there was a guy that had like Corona in his name, but it's because it was like a type of a squid or something. And he was like getting his account like taken, and like he had to have his name changed and all this stuff. He's like, I've had this name for 8 years. Has nothing to do with the coronavirus. Like, look at my history. You know, it's just, I feel like they just like blanket cover things, and they punish some people because it's like they see it, or there's like a rioter in the game, but I don't think they do a good job policing at all. And it really bothers me. And honestly, I've been like way less motivated to play League recently because of the amount of toxicity I've been seeing. I've been like, because you line up and you're like, I literally go, I have my League client open, and I'm like, I go to hit the play button, and I'm like, what queue do I want to be in? Okay, normal games, people just don't know what the hell they're doing, and it's super toxic, and they leave and they go AFK, and they're just going to scream at you. Okay, well, I could do ranked. Oh, well, people are super toxic, they don't know what they're doing, and they just scream at, like, people are just toxic, I feel like, no matter what queue. When's the last time you were in a game when everyone was super supportive of each other? Everyone's like, hey, good job. Like,
I don't want to say, because
It's like 1 in 5 for me right now.
yeah, at least. And it's so frustrating that it just, everyone gets away with it. Because,
I feel like, sorry, Nox, continue.
no, please.
I feel like it's more worse now since everybody's stuck inside and they're trying to find other things to do.
I understand
So
that.
I feel like people are more bored.
But people are on edge too.
And yes,
Yeah.
what John just said, people are on edge. And even if they've played this game or haven't played this game before, they're just going to take it out on this game.
But even before that, and
Yeah.
even like, okay,
But
I have like
yes,
people,
yeah.
friends that are new, and I'll play on like a Smurf account, and even the people that are like level 5 are like shitbags.
They have
Like the
nothing else
stuff
better
they
to
say,
do.
I'm like, what do you don't even know what you're talking about. You have no idea what you're talking about, and you're just
See, the
screaming and
internet,
swearing at
they're
people.
gonna think they know, and
Oh,
gonna
I know
make
it's
them
the
feel better
internet.
about them, but it's going to make them feel better about themselves in the end if you think about it, because it's online. It's not face to face.
Who's it gonna make feel better? They don't feel better at the end of the day when they treat people like crap all day. They don't realize it. But the thing, but that's not the problem. The problem is this is a controlled environment that could be very controlled, and Riot's not doing it.
Can I just say, I've had maybe 1 or 2 like I got instant feedback reports this week, and it was only because I reported somebody that said so and so said to KYS, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And like whatever. But that's the only reason why I'm getting these feedbacks. If I had said something else, it doesn't even matter.
No,
Maybe,
you know what it is? It's an
it
automatic
might not-
trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, KYS is probably
Yeah.
in there.
Probably, like, the
Hard
one
racial
thing.
slurs
Mhm.
are in there, but like, can we talk for a moment if we took out the verbal toxicity for a second? Let's pretend that we're all accustomed to people being pieces of crap, right? You take that away, if someone is like 0-9 and clearly running it down but doesn't say a word,
Yeah.
doesn't spam ping, you cannot get them banned.
Yeah. If they literally run it down, there's nothing you can do.
Yes, like
Mhm.
sapping XP, stuff like that. Like that's the
There's
the
nothing to
biggest-
research that. They always
that
give
is
them the
the-
benefit of the doubt.
Exactly, and that is the biggest thing that's an issue. Like, you could have a bad game, you could say you're sorry, it happens. But like, if you're gonna do that intentionally and there's no repercussions, that's like the biggest part of Void Boy's video throughout, and it's throughout all elos. It doesn't matter where you're at.
And Riot, are you even looking at like trends? Like, because I guarantee you, the same person that holds your game hostage one game is gonna do it again the next game or the game after that. Every single time they're in a game that they don't like the situation they're in, they're going to do that. And I bet you anything, most of them are still out there, even though they get reported, because there's nothing that's happening. Nothing.
Aren't there also, like, I know I've watched some streamers before when they get put into a game and chat goes, oh my god, he's like a professional troll or something like that, and yet they're still playing the game.
And
It's
sometimes they punish those people, but a lot of times they don't.
But what's a weak ban?
Yeah.
That's not yeah, exactly.
I hate to interrupt, but I just have a specific story. I used to have a friend who would raise accounts professionally, like up to a certain level, and anytime he was in a game where somebody didn't pick a champion he wanted or do something he wanted, he said, I know I'm good enough to get out of this rank anytime I want, so have fun, and he'd AFK, and I'd say he AFK'd maybe 15 out of 20 games.
Wow, what a friend.
Yeah, well, I don't play with them anymore.
Who needs friends like that? Who needs enemies when you have friends like that?
I couldn't play with them anymore. It was really bad. It was a rough time.
I used to have this friend that would play Shen support all the time, even though it wasn't meta, and it was so frustrating. Oh wait, that was Josh.
700,000 points.
Your friend though is taking the game to a new level too. He's literally doing a business end, which is technically illegal, but or maybe there's a loophole now. But like,
no, it's not legal. Yeah,
it's okay, so it's still illegal, but it's like, it's at the same time like he doesn't care about the game or the community. He's good at the game if he can, get it up to a certain level pretty quickly, but like, dude, he stinks.
Yeah, it was terrible. I duoed with him because I was in bronze, and I probably ended up being a bronze for like a year or two longer, just being with him more than doing it on my own.
I mean, here's the thing too: is it's like it used to be. I can quote this because it used to be like, even like last season, I feel like it was like this. If it was like, okay, you got one toxic dude in your game, if you got two people toxic that were like feeding back to back, like that was pretty rare. You'd be like, okay, let me just get back in. Like, you're not going to get another person in the same game that's like trying to hold the game hostage. Now I feel like it happens to me nearly every game. Like, I almost never get games where people aren't extremely toxic. And yes, I can mute my chat, but it doesn't matter because they're following you around, like going to whatever lanes you're going to, trying to take your farm, like making you not able to complete the tasks that you need to complete, or they're just running it down nonstop split pushing, which might work in silver, but doesn't really work anymore once you get a little bit higher. It's a frustrating state, Riot. You need to do something about it. I mean, and I'm not saying that Riot alone has to do something about it. Like, they can turn around and be like, okay, like I actually saw an idea. I forget whose it was. I hate not giving credit, but it was on .esports, and they're basically saying like, you need to have like player moderators, stuff like that. Like, people that have good track records, you need to make moderators out of players. And obviously you can then track what those people are doing, but like, get the community involved so that you can clean this shit up, because nobody wants to play in this. Save the people, all the 10-year-olds that go and flip over to Fortnite when they get suspended on League of Legends. No one wants to deal with it. It's not fun.
I think that's a great idea, but also, what if, like, not everyone, but people who play League of Legends, who watch Twitch, they're watching like their favorite streamer play League, right? Mm-hmm. What if they got into a spectate mode and just watch the game? What if that was an incentive for maybe a free skin shard down the road? And obviously, you could have never been reported, or let's say reformed, or like, guidelines. But like, what if they did that?
Do they still have the, like, what's it called? The communal or
tribunal?
Whatever? Tribunal?
No, they do not have the tribunal anymore. But Why Fight Me is asking, what about Smurfs? How would
Smurfs are another huge issue that, I mean, the thing you can do with that, I guess, is like IP banning or IP limiting, which they don't even do. And I don't know, like, it's tough because then there's a lot of people that access accounts from like internet cafes and stuff like that in different, maybe not as much in the US. I'm sure there's a lot of people that do in the US, but in other countries more so. But it's tough to do IP limiting when you have stuff like that. When people
Or
are accessing their
shared
accounts.
computer in the house.
Yeah, shared computers.
I don't think there's going to be a way to stop Smurfs because it's not just in this game; it's in all competitive games.
But again,
People-
people literally go into games. And they're like, I'm Smurfing right now. Like this is my other account. Like go look it up. And like if you report them, they don't do anything about it.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
Meanwhile, they link like Voy Boys.
Yeah.
op.gg, and you're like, you're not Voy Boy.
But if someone comes into a game and is like, yeah, I'm Smurfing, I'm this person, they should just ban the account that says it's Smurfing. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just start suspending people, and they'll stop doing it really quick.
I hate to interrupt again, but I did remember something else. I once actually had a game where somebody added me after the game to then for two. So my name's Mama Carrot Cake, and that's usually not a problem. But some people think I'm a woman on the game, and I get hit on in games. But I'll explain why. This person added me and then sexually harassed me for 2 days. I didn't delete them. I just kept letting them go. And it was like, I think I got 125 messages from this person telling me very bad things they do to me. And I sent it to Riot, and I don't think that person ever got suspended.
Wow.
Well, the reason that specific person didn't get suspended is because I have friends at Riot.
Oh, okay. I've been wondering why I've been getting more of those recently.
Because that person was me. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
No, that's the problem, right? They just don't want to police anything until they do, and then people get like, I mean, I don't want to go on this for too long, but I do remember like the only time I've ever been suspended for anything, it was for using the C word, and if you can guess what it is, I used it one time in a game.
But
we'll see you next Tuesday, everyone.
See you next Tuesday.
But why are people allowed to use it on Twitch? But
I used it one time. I got banned or suspended, but they call it a ban, 15 days through the end of the season.
What?
And I was like talking to everyone. Everyone's like, I've never heard of a 15-day ban before. Maybe 14, but not 15. And I'm like, yeah, they just wanted me to be banned for the rest of the season because they're like, F that guy. Wow. And the other guy in the game was saying all sorts of stuff to me too, but he didn't say that word.
It's so frustrating when they take your logs for your report because
they take like excerpts.
Dude, it's ridiculous. Yeah. I got chat banned for 5 days because I said hell. Meanwhile, this guy's telling me to KYS. Oh, and by the way,
I've never been banned or suspended for anything before. I've never been chat banned or suspended before that ever. Never punished.
Exactly, dude. Same.
I was chat banned once for 3 days. It was the 2 days before Clash.
But you go from 0 to 15-day ban.
Yeah.
Like explain that to me. And then they didn't want to. They didn't want to explain anything to me. They're like, no, you don't get your season rewards this season. If you can get your honor back up to like honor 4, I'm like, oh, in the 1 day you gave me? Yeah, let me see if I can do that. It's literally impossible, by the way. I don't know if you know how long. I think it took me, I want to say it was like 6 to 8 months to get back into good honor status after that. Like it was a really, really long time. When you're coming from 0, the amount of honor you have to get is so much more.
I actually went into ARAM games and told people I had been banned, but I'm trying to get into Clash, so if they could honor me, so I could get my honor back up. And I did that for 3 days, and I got like up to honor 2, and I
no way.
Got 4 honors.
Dude, it took me like 8 months to get up.
I got 4 honors each game from my team over and over again because everybody felt so bad for me. And
go and have your friends honor you.
I couldn't have my friends honor me. You get half honor for that. So I had to get strangers, and a lot of them ridiculed me in games. They told me I deserved it, and I was a bad person. And it was not.
That's what happens when you get in games with me.
I've never been reported. I've probably been reported before, but nothing has ever happened.
You've been reported. Between John and I mean, you have been reported.
My own
so many
friends
times. So toxic.
But like nothing has ever happened to me. Like I know I've played with John when he's been chat restricted.
Oh, when I first started playing League of Legends, I used to say
I don't think so. This was a long.
No, it was within the last year or two, weren't you?
Maybe like 2 years ago. Yeah, I got chat restricted because, and I've said way worse things like over 6 years. And then I said, "Go to hell."
No, I remember you recently being chat restricted, and we like had at least played one game. I think
I said some of the worst things ever when I first started the game.
5. What's the orange one?
I don't know, 4 or 5.
I hit that. Yeah, it's on her 5. I hit it
it's on her
last
5.
season.
I don't know. I've never had something, knock on
Before.
wood. I've never been like punished, I guess. But I also don't talk. And if I do, it's, if I unleash, like, that's bad because I'm so annoyed. But
Well, I'm just going to go out on a limb here and say, screw you, Rito, you cunts. All right, moving forward. All right, well, and it was nice knowing you guys. When it says this channel doesn't exist anymore, it's because... Okay, so you can...
Don't leave me alone here with her.
John,
Oh, hey, Josh.
John, let's be honest here. You've hung out with me IRL multiple times. You're okay.
Where'd you hang out with her
Can
on
we
the...
allow lies and slander on this podcast? Just wondering. Asking for a friend?
Excuse me.
What are the chances of getting a little... like Buble? No, not tonight. Thank you, though. All right, so let's move forward because we're running out of time here. We got the next segment, which is everybody's favorite, except for mine. Lore me or bore me with our lore expert, Joshua. If you're watching on video, you will see that oiled up doctor body with a League of Legends lore book. That's Joshua's actual body. No, it's not. But anyways, it could be, possibly, if Joshua really worked hard. Joshua's going to have 60 seconds to tell us a lore story where it will be 60 uninterrupted asterisk seconds where he can tell the story. And he is going to try and get us to vote for him. But again, he only has 60 seconds. So I'm going to get the timer up on the screen. Joshua, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
And your time starts now.
So going off of Bilgewater last week, I'm going to go on to Bilgewater again this week. This time I'm going to talk about Tom Kench because I really like the story, even though Diana ruined it. So the story continues with Lars, who was the main protagonist of our last story. He has an encounter with Fizz, but he basically is broke on the streets, starving since he lost his ship and his job. And Tom Kench approaches him with the gold coin that's going through all these stories. It says he should try his luck. So he goes and gambles, and he wins like thousands of dollars. He could basically buy Bilgewater, but he gets addicted to the gambling, and Tom Kench is basically eating his misery as he becomes an addict and falls into like this horrible lifestyle, and he starts losing all his money. And he ends up losing it all, and Tom Kench comes to him, and he's in the gutter eating a rat. And Tom Kench offers him the gold coin. It's like, I can help you again if you'd like. And Lars is like, no, God, no, never again. And Tom Kench gives him the coin and says, for when we meet again. So basically, he just prays on these beggars. Dang.
Wow. That was, whoa.
What? What's the matter?
No, it just,
I just said time when it was time.
Yeah, I'm just saying that went by really fast.
What are you trying to say, Knox?
Well, Diana, it was only a minute.
No, I know, but I had looked and it said 17 seconds, and then I know it's like on a little bit of delay, but that just seemed really, I don't know, really fast. That's all. Sorry.
I would get into the laws of relativity. Or they're relative.
Week until I'm just written out.
Okay, so we gotta do a vote. Modest Mojave, you can go first.
Let me just dust off my camera so everyone can see. For those of you at home,
is that a Sweefa?
I'm sold. Is that a Sweefa? Yes, I'm sold.
Okay,
stupid.
That's it. So he lured you
with Tom Kench.
He lured you. He did not bore you.
I've been lured.
You've been lured. Diana, you've been lured aboard.
No, I got lured. I enjoyed the whole the gambling thing, and then with the whole coin.
She did it again. She answered no to an or question.
Wait, did she say no and then yes?
No, I said I got lured. I got interested with the gambling and the whole coin thing.
So you're
Where
lured.
did I say no. Yeah, I said I got lured. Where the heck did I say no?
Well, you literally.
Wait.
I wish I had the replay because you literally said no. That was your first word. You said no.
Like, no, I enjoyed the whole gambling thing. Maybe I said it like that. I said like, no, I enjoyed the whole gambling aspect of it, and That's probably what I said. But
Well,
no,
you know
I
me.
enjoyed
I'm gonna have to ask some questions about the story.
Yeah.
Did I hear that someone eats misery? Because I thought that was just me with Ben and Jerry's at 1 a.m. after a hard day on the farm.
Tom Kench? Do you relate on an emotional level to Tom Kench?
I think so. When you said misery, so he's like a demon,
Yes.
literally.
Yes.
So this brings me back to Dragon Age. I really liked Dragon. Have you ever played Dragon Age?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Dragon Age has a bunch of different, like, it's very demon, believe it, it's called Dragon Age, but it's very demon oriented. There's actually, I think, only one dragon in the entire series, if I remember correctly. Maybe two. But it's all about, like, demons, and there's, like, demons that, like, prey on you when you're sleeping, like, because you're more vulnerable and all this stuff. So Tom Kench is basically one of those. So I guess that's pretty interesting. And can you tell me what the coin, sorry, no. Does the coin symbolize anything?
It's just
a yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you.
It symbolizes my money.
I hate you so much.
What does it symbolize?
Aw.
Ugh. Can I explain, or are you gonna cut me off?
Yeah.
You have 8 seconds because it was 10.
It's going through. It symbolizes his journey. Like, it's along with him in his journey through Bilgewater. It's basically just showing.
Okay, that's enough.
Okay.
If you want to hear more about it, you're gonna have to listen to to our sub podcast about the lore. It's a little spin-off that Josh and I are gonna be doing this week. Now that he finally has a microphone that doesn't sound like he's calling from a car phone, and by car phone I mean cell phone in the car, because car phones aren't a thing anymore. So I guess you get 3 votes for yes, and you got Steffi's vote for yes. So I guess you're going to Ohio.
Probably not.
I thought I was going to Hollywood.
You're going to Cleveland. You're going to be on the Drew Carey show.
Okay.
It's a little better, yeah.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be on
better.
whose line it is anyway.
Ohio. Okay. Thank you so much, Joshua. What a thrilling story, guys. We'll talk more. Joshua's going to tell that whole story on our sub pod. I don't. What is it called? Like a. It's not a spin-off.
I wouldn't even call it a podcast. It's more like
It's just
Season
basically a
2?
storytelling.
a reading experience, because you get to listen to my voice, but we put music and make me sound good.
I put music.
So it's like the alternate universe?
What?
Yes.
It's basically
Or is
just
this like
Josh telling the
season 2?
story and it
This is
making it a
season 2,
little bit
season 2.
more. We try and make it a little bit more of a cinematic experience. It's going to be good. That's all I know about it.
We have done test runs, and
We have done test runs and it's going to be good.
target audiences have given us rave reviews, like acceptable and passing.
Except Diana, she was the only one that was like, I don't think the music goes
No,
with it.
okay.
I'm like,
I only
literally,
heard the
I'm in
first
like
minute
tears
and a
because the
half.
music was
Okay,
so
you
good.
can't. No, I heard only the first minute and a half of it.
Because I wasn't done editing yet. Do you understand any
You asked
process?
me what I thought about the first minute and a half, and I was honest about the first minute and a half.
Diana crushed my
Sorry.
dreams. My
Honesty
show gets canceled.
is the best policy, said no one ever.
If my show gets canceled, like, I'm gonna be like Joey from Friends, where everyone thought he
Aw.
could have.
Whoa. Oh no, wait, I was thinking of Joey from Blossom. Does anyone knows that
Good
show?
luck.
Whoa. Okay. Thank you, Joshua. We're gonna be moving forward. Remember, you're going to Ohio. Tickets on Diana. She's got
Yep.
coupons.
Shit.
Let's talk
I
about
wouldn't get
what
half off.
there is to talk about with the LCS and LEC because we only got a few minutes before we gotta cut it. We've got basically, obviously, we've talked about it for like 2 weeks now, but the double lift trade going over, and then what's her name?
Lena?
You know?
Lena being accused of basically, double lift and Lena being accused of it being conflict of
Collusion?
interest, collusion. I did hear one quote, and I don't usually quote Pokimane because they usually just watch her on mute, but the
I thought I was the only one.
I just don't watch her at all, but that's better.
But so I did hear her say, like, if anything, it would be more of a conflict of interest if Double Lift was on a different team. And I was like, yeah, I think that's actually kind of true. If he's on a different team and she's the president of another team, then that's probably more of a conflict of interest than them being in the same place or like going to the same place, if that makes sense. But I mean, overall, I think that's pretty much the only story right now, except, well, you know what, Diana, you take it away. I want you to tell this story. You seem overly excited about it.
I mean,
Make it good.
That TSM Jat is no longer, and it's TL Jat.
Yeah.
He's the coach of Team Liquid. I don't know. I'm pretty happy for him. I think it's cool.
Do we think Jat will be a good coach, and how successful will he be?
Yes.
I think he'll be good. I think it'll be hilarious to see it, like, if he brings the team, like, if Worlds happens, let's say, they get to Worlds and like all of his coworkers from like the analyst desk and stuff are like seeing him bring a team to Worlds, and they have to like comment on what he's done.
He doesn't have to go to Worlds. They can just see him in the split.
Well, I'm okay. Yes, but I'm just saying, like, let's say Team Liquid does really well in summer, and then they move on to Worlds, and you know what I mean, like in that aspect. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean they would have to I think they would have to like win, but that's not going to happen.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, if let's say they do win.
Well, okay, let's just say that that all of a sudden they just resurrect their team because Jad exists, and they're like basically rookie AD carry. I know he's not actually a rookie, but he's an LCS rookie. Just carries them, beats C9, and then beats double lift on his best split ever. I'm using air quotes. I know you can't hear those.
Hilarious. I'm sorry.
Do you actually think that and that's just like two teams that I am thinking are probably the stronger teams now, but
I don't think, I'm just saying, what if this happens? I'm not really saying like Team Liquid's gonna win it all. I'm just saying, like, what if, basically.
Okay. What if? What if
like,
Worlds happens this year? We're gonna have to see about that.
Yeah, I'm just sitting. That's all.
Yeah, Tiger's got corona. So. Sorry, I just wanted to throw it back for a minute. So I posted the question of the week super late, so I think in actuality we only got like one response.
Which is a great response.
Which is like the greatest response ever. And the question, let me just read the question. So the question from last week was, if you became a professional League of Legends player, but the owner of the team said you have to change your name to something more provocative, what would you change it to? And the best and only answer, but also would be the best, I think, if there was 100 answers, Deef Erickson said that he would change his name to Queef Erickson, which was pretty awesome. Because Deef's pretty awesome. But he's like, if you know anything about him, he's like such a professional person when he's on camera, and then like he just like throws shit out there like that, and you're like, what? Who are you? Like, he's funny, but like I always expect like the utmost professionalism from him because I see him on the camera so often, and then it's just like throw stuff out there. He's from Super League. That's what I'm wearing my uniform from. Really great organization. If you guys haven't checked them out. And yeah, I forgot to write down this week's question. Guys, give me filler.
Filler.
Yeah. To have a green room argument or something.
That's the best kind of filler. Peanut butter, jelly, you got it. 2 pieces of bread, throw it in the middle.
Has anybody played Valorant Ranked?
I think we just had the discussion about how everyone uninstalled Valorant.
I played 2.
I don't know when it came out. I just know that it's been out.
I played Valorant Ranked. It's a bunch of CSGO players massacring League players. It's horrible. I got the lowest rank, and I won two of my 5 games. But there was a game where I was with somebody else who was the lowest rank, and we lost 13-0 because he would just like know where we were and like shoot us through the wall, and we would just have no idea. It was horrifying. It was like it was like one of those massacre scenes you see in a movie. People are screaming in their headsets. You're getting PTSD.
Well, you just told me to not play Valorant Ranked. Josh, way to go.
One of my good friends is actually like super into CSGO, and I was playing Valorant with him, and he was like screaming at people, and I was like, I don't know how to say this to you, but this isn't very fun for me. I don't know. He's yelling at them for the things I'm also doing, but not yelling at me. It's like one of those like uncomfortable situations. They're like, hey, they just keep doing this thing. I was like, I did that too. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. I never really played CSGO. I don't really care that much about those types of games. I know people enjoy them, but it's just not my thing.
I played one game by myself, not with friends, and 3 25-year-old men screamed at me, and it was like probably one of the most like horrifying experiences of my life. Like they were screaming full out, and I was just like crying on the mic. I was just like, I just wanted to have fun. This wasn't even a ranked game. This was a normal Valorant game. I was like, oh my god, it was like my father all over again.
It's like Overwatch all over again, or your father.
It's gonna be like that. But the good news is that the low ranks will actually consist of people who don't play the game, so you'll get that competitive feel.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Just not yet.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
I just have to suffer for a few more weeks.
Yeah, only a few more.
Just like 4 more years.
Yeah.
4 more years.
Yeah.
I can't wait till I get chat banned.
Oh, did you guys have any? Did you guys come up with any summoner names?
No, I actually couldn't think of one.
Mine would be like Mo Booty. Instead of Mojave,
Mo Booty.
Mo Booty, yeah.
I don't know, Daddy Carrot Cake, like.
I don't have one.
Okay. Okay.
What?
Or like Mommy, like.
Oh yeah, it could be Mommy.
With an eye.
I could, Mommy, Mammy Carrot Cake.
Doesn't really work. Mama Carrot Cake's already kind of weird. I can't really make it weirder.
Yeah, I remember asking you about your like why you had that name, and then I was just like, still didn't get it after you told me. I don't want you to re-explain it. Don't get me wrong.
I'm not going to.
I'm just saying, like, I still don't think
it's a combination of nicknames from high school.
Yes,
I know Diana's.
What's mine?
Princess XXX Diana.
You know what? My friend Jules actually started calling me that years ago on Twitch.
Well, I'm patenting it. It's no longer his thing.
Oh, geez.
He sucks.
They used to call me. They used to put 3 X's in between Princess and Diana years ago.
I mean, that's the best username. You're edgy as hell. You remind me of like my 14-year-old self, but now you're a stripper.
But now
Okay.
I mean, I think my favorite, like, it's not really provocative, but more like troll name that I have for myself, besides like Noxic, which is not really a name, but would be my Discord name right now, which is Good Guy Knocks You Out.
Oh,
Which is
yeah,
pretty
I
fun.
saw that.
I like that
That's
one.
provocative.
Or like Knocks Your Dad. I don't know.
Knocks you up.
Knocks you
up. That's good.
Change it.
Get knoxed up.
I can't even ask. Oh man. Oh, I have one more question. That has
Okay.
nothing to do with the names. Is anybody playing Clash this weekend? Clash is this weekend.
Oh yeah, I haven't talked to John
Saturday
about that
and-
yet.
No, yeah,
Saturday and Sunday at 7:15 apparently is when it starts.
At 7:15.
Is that 7:45 for us?
Maybe.
So-
What happened last month? It was at 7:15 too. It said, but wasn't it still like at the hour?
That's like past my bedtime.
It's the weekend, John.
Not on Sunday, it's not. I start my
Not
new
true,
job on Monday,
true.
Diana.
I'm sorry.
Diana.
I was just curious if anybody was playing.
I hope to.
Okay.
It's a
John?
life goal. Squad goals. Is that still a thing?
Yeah. There's nothing better than playing like a normal game, like later on that week when you won your Clash championship, and then it comes up and you think you're getting ganked, so you flash. That I'm not tilted. You're tilted.
I'm not tilted, you're tilted.
Stupid flag.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll have to figure out if we're gonna play Clash or not, because I want
Yep.
to. I just don't know what the team makeup's gonna be.
Like
Yeah.
Kiss, right? Like Kit.
Yeah,
the
like
makeup,
team makeout. I don't know
Oh,
what the
boy.
team makeout's gonna be.
I just got an email. I think I got fired.
Oh no.
Oh wait, that was for Diana.
Oh,
Oh wait, I was just CC'd on it. That was for Diana.
I can see your mailbox.
all right.
The hell just happened?
What's that?
I have like a bag of Rockstar drinks, and it like tipped over and fell. It made like the loudest noise and scared the shit out of me.
I thought that was just you.
Oh, it was me. Yeah, yeah, that was me. That part was me. Hold on, let me just.
I'm crying.
Oh, he's speaking.
Okay, so I'm sure that ruined the audio. Oh God, I just had the question. Oh, this is an important question, guys. Don't forget this question.
Is this the question of the week?
This is the question of the week, and this one is
Alright.
less on the funny side, but it also could be funny if you really want to be funny about it. What can League do to fix the toxicity? Okay? What things can go in place to fix the toxicity in the League community? Ideas are great. We don't have any contacts in Riot, and it will not happen. But I'm just curious what you guys think, because I don't know. Are there more things we can be doing as players to fix toxicity? Can we just go to people's houses and repeatedly kick them square in the balls if they're being toxic? Actually, I don't want to be sexist. Can we also kick them in the vagina if they're being toxic, if they're a woman, and their lady parts?
That's the right idea.
Knox, if you got a left leg and a right leg, just put your foot in between. Bam.
And what?
Exactly.
That's what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That's the instruction.
Oh, for them. I thought you were saying, I was like, put my foot in between what?
That'll be hard.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
So now that I have visuals and I'm scarred for life and I can't think straight, anything else you guys have? Oh, here, do you guys have any closing tips for players? Diana?
Do I dare say it again? I'm just
Go
gonna
ahead, Diana. Go ahead and say it.
Did I say don't die?
Don't die. Sidestep.
Don't die.
Sidestep.
That's right. Last night my thing was sidestep.
Diana kept saying, just sidestep. Just
Yeah.
sidestep.
Just sidestep.
You still have a good year till you can start saying that. I'm tilted. That's my next tilted.
Wait, no, but there were moments where okay.
Okay, it was an
Okay.
ARAM, by the
All
way.
right.
If you're Nami, you're technically floating.
Just
Okay,
sidestep.
sorry.
You can't even buy
Sorry.
boots.
Yeah.
You can buy boots, though.
Nami doesn't have feet. That's not lore accurate.
Nothing's lore accurate, Joshua.
Cassiopeia,
This is
you
why
can
the
buy
team is
boots.
failing.
Newsflash. This is why the community is so toxic, because the lore is inconsistent. Says Josh. And then no one ever. Okay.
Wow.
John, any closing statements?
Keep banning Kassadin. Keep banning Kassadin, and don't be afraid to poke your laner. Make sure you get in there. If you're the support, you're trading health, your health for the carry's health or the support's health, that's fine. Your health bar is an extension of your AD carry. It is not what you should do for your country, but what you should do for your AD carry. Just do it. Nike.
That's pretty close. You say
It is.
Nike?
What? Adidas. It's Nike.
No, it was like a president that said that.
Well, yeah, it was a lot. It was Nike's president.
No.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
God,
I forget. Who was that?
that was JFK.
JFK,
right?
yeah. I think. No, was it?
I was trying to do his voice.
It's
I
not
don't
what
think it
you
was
can
Ronald
do for
Reagan.
your country.
Oh my God.
Ask what
Or,
you.
or not what your country can do for you, but for you can do for your country, or
Pretty
something.
sure it's JFK,
It is
founder and CEO of Riot Games.
Okay.
JFK
Alright,
stands for just.
And yeah.
Just
That's what I say when I forget to record. All right, guys. Have a good week. Sorry for all the end banter. I'm not going to cut it out. You're going to listen to it, and that's just how it is because I want you to be a part of this. Sorry, Vasma. All right, that's it for me, guys. I love you so much. Thank you guys so much for being here. Modest Mojave, Princess Diana. Make sure you check them out because they got stream links. They're pretty awesome streamers. Check out Josh on every lore forum. And you can check me out once in a while too, but you know where to find me because I'm here, baby. Twitch.tv, Good Guy Knox. And thank you guys so much for being a part of the podcast. Look out for the lore podcast. They'll be coming your way soon. And we will see you next Tuesday. And that is not a continuation of the thing we were saying earlier. Have a good night.